Okay, moving further, if you remember in VBA, we discussed some of the commands by which you can ask the user to give you the number when the program runs, and then you can display the output as a pop-up window to the user, right? We discussed some of these commands. Similar commands are also available in MATLAB. When you run these commands, the command window will prompt the user to enter the number, okay, and the program will only work when the number is entered, and then when the output is there, it will print it in whichever way you like. Okay, so let us look at these commands. So the first one is input function. Okay, this is to get the input from the user, so he will enter it and then the program will run. So when you run the program, the first thing will appear to you is a message. Okay, and when you enter the number, then the program will move forward. How to show this message and ask for the input? You can see the input command over here. So there is the function which is input. After that you have the brackets, and then within brackets you have the message you want to show to the user. So here the message is prompt string. Whatever is in the quotation marks, the single quotation marks, it will appear to the user. Now whatever user enters will go to where? N. Got it? Whatever the user will enter, it will be stored in variable n. So for example, if you write m equals to then input function within bracket mass in kilograms, okay, so the message which will appear to the user, you cannot see it here, okay, but basically this line will appear, okay, it's here. So this will appear, and when you enter any value, it will be stored in m. Okay, so for example, let us develop an m file. So you go to your editor, you open a new file basically. So the file should calculate force F, and you have to give K in Newton per millimeter and displacement X in millimeters. Okay, so the program should ask the user to enter K and then enter X. Okay, so when you will start the file, when you start the program, you start with two input commands, okay, one for X and one for K. So this is it, very easy. Now if you want to display something in in a particular format to the user, then we can use the display function, DISP. So DISP in bracket the value you want to display, okay, and the value can be a number like a constant, it can be a variable, you write the name of the variable x, y, whatever. It can be a string as well, some text, okay, or it can be a combination. It can be a combination as well. So for example, we want to compute the velocity, the same example, the person who is jumping and unsuccessfully trying to commit suicide, okay. So we already used this function earlier. So we want to still calculate the velocity. The program should take input as G, M, T and CD, and it will display the velocity to the user. We have the equation in front of us. So this will be the function. First of all, we will open a new file, okay, or you can write in the old file, no problem. So the first thing it will ask the user is give me the value of G. And what is G? You can see the text over here, okay. So even if the user does not open the file, if he just runs the file, he knows what everything is. So what is G? Acceleration of gravity. What is M? Mass. Okay, so as he is entering the values, he knows what the program is asking for. Okay, so it will ask for these four numbers, and then it will calculate, or it will display the you know, the sentence velocity in meter per second column, okay, then it will calculate the velocity, okay, and then it will display the velocity, okay. Now this display term which you see over here, I can use it in a different manner. I can calculate the velocity before the display, okay. The calculation of velocity can be done here as well after asking for t, because we have all the values, right? We can do it over here, and then in the display I can put a comma and then v directly here. So in the same display statement I will display him two things: the message velocity meter per second column and the velocity in the same line. This is one way of doing it. Another way is this one, okay, and you can see they have, you know, already created the file, and they are saying the name of the file will be freefall I and so on. This is how it will work. So 4 inputs, and then you can see the display velocity meter per second, and then the value of the velocity 50.16775 is the value of the velocity, okay. Now if I use one display function for the text and the value, what will happen? What will be the change here? So one display function, within quotations I am writing velocity meter per second and then the velocity itself. So what will be the change in display here? So I write display, then the message, comma, v, which is the velocity. What will be the change in display if I do it like this? What will change? Huh? What do you mean separate? The message and the velocity, they are in different lines, right? If you do it like this, they will be in one line. Got it? Okay. So when you finish one display function and enter another display function, it goes to the next line. Okay. Now you want to display it, but you want to control the format of the display. Okay. So you want to use one statement and you want to control the format of different items you are displaying. Okay. So you can use the Fprintf function. So Fprintf function is used for displaying in a formatted manner. So the command is Fprintf, then we have the bracket. Within the bracket you see the quotation marks and then comma and then the values. So in the quotation marks you will choose the format in which you want to print. What do you want to do with the format of the statement? Okay, and then what you want to print comes after the comma. So in the quotation marks, what is there? Either the message or the formatting of the output. Okay, and then after the quotation marks, the values you want to print. Okay, so for example, if you want to display the velocity from the previous question, okay, but you want to display it so that the velocity is displayed in 4 significant figures, okay, or 4 decimal numbers, 4 digits after the decimal, okay, then we can use the Fprintf command. So you can see the command starts, then we have the bracket, single quotation mark, our message, right? This is our message. The velocity is, okay, now here where you see %8.4f, it should display the value of velocity. Okay. In place of this text, it will display the value of velocity. Okay. %8.4f, it is the format in which the velocity should be displayed. Okay. Then meter per second, units of velocity printed as it is. Okay. Then you see another symbol here, the backward slash and then n. Okay. So backward slash n is again a control command. Okay. So this one, %8.4f, is what we call as a formatting command, and backward slash n is what we call as a control command. Okay. Clear? So within your message, whatever you are putting in the quotation marks, whenever the program sees the percentage sign, it will understand that it's a formatting command. Okay. And whenever the program sees the backward slash sign, it will understand that it is a control command. Okay. Now, after you finish the formatting and the quotation marks, then you put a comma, and then what I want to display, v, right? V. So v is velocity. The name for v in the program is velocity. So what program will do? It will take the value of velocity and it will put it where you have the formatting command. Where is the formatting command? After is, right? So after is, the program will print the value of velocity. In what format? This format. What does it mean? I will show you. What does it mean? I will show you. Okay, got it? Clear? So if you have 2 or 3 variables, so after velocity I have mass, then I have speed, and so on. So the program will try to look here for different formatting commands, and each formatting command will be replaced by the value. Okay. So for example, I have velocity, then comma, speed, then comma, time. Okay. So the first formatting command for velocity, the second formatting command will be for speed, the third formatting command will be for time, and so on and so forth. Okay. And then, so the program will keep on printing it until it finishes, the statement finishes, or it sees the control command. When the program will see the control command, it will know what you are trying to, or how you want to print. Okay. Let us look at different formatting codes and control codes. So you can see the top part is for the formatting codes, and the bottom part is for the control code. So in the top part, you are telling the program how you want to print the values. Okay. So for example, if you say %d means what? Format the number as an integer. Okay. Then %e, so format the number with e to the power. Okay. Then %E, format the number with e to the power capital E. Same thing, display is different. Okay. A small e to the power or capital E to the power means the same thing, it's just a change of format. %f, so it will format the number in the form of decimal places. Okay. Then %g, whichever is the best fit for the number, either as %e or %f. So if it's a very long number, then it will put it as e to the power. If it's a short number, then it will show you in decimals. Okay, so G is flexible. And so these are the formatting codes. So you put the number, and before that in the statement there should be a formatting code for it. Then we have the control code. Okay, so you can see the backward slash is there, and then we have 2 options, N and T. So when you put backward slash N, the program will go to the next line. wherever \n appears, from that point onwards, the program will go to the next line. Okay? And wherever \t appears, the program will put a tab. You know the tab, right? We have single space and then we have a tab, which is multiple spaces. Okay? So in your statement, wherever /n appears, program will do the rest of the things from the next line. Okay? And wherever /t will appear, the program will put a tab and then start doing things. Okay? For example, the program which you ran for k and x, right? So the program displayed the statement and then you are entering the number in the same line, right? The program did not go to the next line. But what will happen here? In this case, what will happen? Once the program finishes the printing, then it will automatically go to the next line. Your cursor will be in the next line now. Why? Because of /n. Where is /n? In the end. So the program will type everything and then will go to the next line. Without this, it will be in the same line. Okay? So whatever you type will be in the same line. Or you have to press enter to go to the next line. Clear? Okay, but it's not only for the end. You can put /n anywhere in the program, anywhere in the typing statement, it will go to the next line. Okay? But all of it is in the quotation mark. After the quotation mark, we only have the variables. Okay, so for example, we have this statement. Okay, so Fprintf. Then we have how many formatting codes? How many formatting codes are there? 3, right? You see 3 percentage signs, right? 3 formatting codes. So after the quotation marks, I should have 3 numbers, right? Do I have? I have, right? I have 3 numbers. 100, 2 into pi and pi. Okay? Clear? You can see then one more thing here. I'm doing 2 into pi in the display function itself. So if you want to do some small calculation, you can do it in the display function. Don't need to make another statement for it. Clear? I want to do 2 into 4, square of something, something divided by something. You can do it in the display function. The program will calculate it and then display it. Okay? So the first number is 100. What is the format of this number? %5d. Means it can go up to 5 digits, but it will be integer. It can go up to 5 digits, but an integer. Then 10.3 f. Okay, so it will be in decimals. How many decimal places? 3, and it can go up to 10 digits. Okay, and then the next one, 8.5%, 8.5. What does it mean now? Tell me. How many digits total? 8. It can go up to 8 digits. And how many decimal places we can have? 5. Clear? Sorry, it's with e. Sorry, not f. E. So 5 decimal places, but to the power e. 5 decimal places, but to the power of e, because I'm using e, not f. F is for the decimals. Okay, so 100 will be displayed as integer. So you can see it is mapping the first format for the first number. What is the first format? %d. And what is the first number? 100. So 100 as integer. What is the second number? %8.3. What is the second number here? 2 into pi. So 2 into pi will be shown as a decimal which can have 3 decimal places. You can see it over there, 6.283. Clear? And the third number, 8.5e. Okay, so it's pi. So pi doesn't have pi is not a large number, right? 3 point something. Okay, you can see it over here. So e to the power what? 0. There's nothing, right? You are already showing 5 decimal places, and pi is only 3. So there is no e to the power, right? If I'm displaying number in millions, then e to the power something. Okay, but here the number is so small, so e to the power 0, but you can still see the 5 decimal places. Clear? So the important thing to note down here is the mapping. First formatting code for the first number. So it will look inside the bracket, where is the formatting code? And then it will look outside the quotation mark for the number. Then after the first, then it will go back again inside the quotation mark, look for the second format. Then it will come outside, look for the number for the second format. Clear? Okay. And again you can see the backward /n. So once you print these 3 numbers, the program will go to the next line. This is normally what we do. It's dangerous. Okay. Do it over your classes. Okay. At least you will break the classes. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah. So you printed the numbers and then you started typing. So by mistake you may be typing in the same line. So we always give the /n at the end. So after printing, the program will go to the next line. Okay. Okay, you can use the Fprintf function to display a table. Now there's a mistake in the statement which is given in the slides. This is missing. /t/t. Both of them are missing. Okay, so you can note it down. Otherwise, it will still print it, but not as a table. Okay, clear? Okay, so first of all, a vector x is created, then a vector y is created, then we combine both of them in z, okay, and then I use the fprintf function. Okay, so fprintf function, quotation mark, you can see. Then I'm using /t, meaning when the program starts printing, first of all give a tab. I'll show you why it is important. So it will give a tab. Okay, after the tab it will print x, not the value of x, the letter x. Okay, there's a vector x as well, right? So how do I know that it will not print the value and just print the letter x? How do I know that? There's x, the letter x, and there is a vector x, right? So how do I know the program will not print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the program will only print x? Because it is between the quotation marks. It is between the quotation marks. Tab has nothing to do with it. Okay, if you want to print the value of x, it should be outside the quotation mark. Got it? Clear? So in the quotation mark, there's only format code, control code, and the text. Even if the text or that letter has a value, it will not be printed because it is within the quotation mark. Okay, so it will write letter x. Okay, then what will it do next? After x, it will give another tab. Then print what? Y. And then go to the next line. Okay, and then this. Okay, and then another fprintf statement, and then I'm printing how many sequences? One which is integer, and the other one which is how many digits? 10. How many decimal places? Okay. So outside the bracket I am putting variable z. Okay. So why only one variable? Because variable z itself has 2 lines, right? It has 2 rows. Clear? So it will take the first value and then put it as an integer. What is the first value in z? What will be the first value? 1, right? From x. Okay. Then second value. Second value, it goes column by column, remember? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second value is 20.4. Got it? There? So x is in the first row and y is in the second row. So it will take the first value, now second value for y, third value for x, fourth value for y, and so on and so forth. Clear? Okay. So then you can see here I'm giving the symbol for the new line. So what will happen, because z has multiple values, right? So what will it do? It will take the first value. What format? The first format, %5d. Then it will take the second value. What format? %10.3f. Then it will go to the new line. Did I finish z? No, z has more values, right? So it will take now next value from z, first format, next value from z, second format, then again next line. So until you finish z, it will keep on doing it. Clear? Okay. So in the previous example we just saw numbers, right? Now we are seeing a matrix. So matrix is like a loop. It's like a loop. Okay. So until we finish z, the loop will continue. Okay. So this is how it will display. Clear? Now I was saying that the tab is important in the first Fprintf statement, right? Why it is important? You can see it here. Now between two numbers, when you print two numbers, the program automatically gives a tab. So the first number of z is 1, the second number is 20.4. Between them there is a tab by default. Okay. But what about the headings? So if I don't use tab here in the first Fprintf statement, if I don't use the tab, it will print it like this: x and y. They will not be on top of the columns. So x and y will be printed together, because between two letters the program does not give anything. Between two numbers, if you print the number in the same line, the default is what? First number, then a tab, second number, and then you said in the statement go to the next line, right? Okay. So again, third number, fourth number, next line, fifth number, sixth number, next line. But what about the headings? If I use it without tab, they will be, so you will, on top of the first column you will see x and y. So that's why tab is important. Okay. So that everything goes in the right position. Okay. So you can use the tabs to control the position of the headings and text, and you can make it appear like this. Clear? So you see the use of both the control codes, the /n and the /t. /t for arranging in the same line and /n for going to the next line. And you also saw that if it's a matrix, if you are printing a matrix, the program will keep on printing as a loop until you finish the matrix. Okay, clear? Any questions? Okay. If you want to save your file, okay, and you want to save it as a mat file, okay, who was asking about it last time? I think it was Aisha. But anyways, so what we have done up till now is save the editor file, the script file or the function file, right? Okay. But your worksheet, the MATLAB worksheet, has a command window, it has an editor window, and in the editor window there can be multiple files, right? And then it has the variables as well, things you calculate. They appear on the right hand side. If you see anything which you have calculated till now, it is appearing on the right hand side. Okay. So when you use a save command, it will save all these things. So when you open the the file, the mat file, next time it will open the editor window, the command window, the variables, everything. Okay. A script file, it will just open the script file. It will just save one file. Okay, nothing else. When you save in the command window, if you type save, it will save the entire sheet. Clear? And if you want to retrieve the sheet, you can use the load command. So load, after load you type the name of the file. Okay. You can select what you want to save and what you don't want to save. Okay. So save, for example, I have created 100 variables in my file, but out of those 100, next time I only want to see 10. So I can use the save function. Okay. So save whatever name you want to give to the file. This is the name you will give, right? Clear? This is the name you will give. And then the variable names. So from the file, which variables I want to save? For example, I just want to save x and y. So save the name of the file, then x comma y. So out of all the variables, it will not just save x comma y. And you can use it in reverse as well. In the file, I have 100 variables. I already saved them because I need them at different times. But right now, I only need 2 of them. So I will use the load command, load, name of the file, and the variables I want to get from the file. So the file name may have, as I said, 100 variables. But out of them, I will just get x and y. So I will write load file name x comma y. Clear? So when you save the file, it will save it in format .mat. And what is the format for the script file? What is the extension of the script file? When you save the script file, what is the extension? .m. Okay. So .mat means the entire sheet, and .m means a file. Okay. And for running the script file, we don't need load and save. We just put the name of the file and enter. Okay. Now to use this function, load function or the save function, or the previous one with running the script file and the function, what is the thing about the placement of the file which I told you? Where should be the file? Folder MATLAB. MATLAB or whatever you see in the current directory. You see on your left hand side of the window, it is showing the current directory, or on the top, it is showing where you are working right now, in which folder. So if you are saving the file, it will save in that folder. If you are loading the file, it should be in that folder. Got it? Okay. So you have to keep an eye on the folder which you are using. And I told you last time as well that normally we just use the MATLAB folder, and these files are not heavy. They are just text files or simple, numbers which are arranged. So they don't take much space. You can try later on. You generate a file which has 100 variables, and each variable has, for example, 100 values. And then you look at the size of the file. Not much. So even one folder is enough. You can make the folder in D and just keep it there. Current directory in drive D or wherever you have more space, keep it there. Okay. And then just keep on working on it. Okay. Don't change the folders. Okay. So for example, you create a file where you have now how many variables? G and M and T and CD and V. Okay, we are entering the value of G and M and CD and T, and we are calculating V. So how many variables total? 5. G is a variable, M is a variable, T is a variable, CD is a variable, and V is a variable. 5 variables. Okay, and then you say save. Now what is this? Well drag. What is this? Name of the file. Now from these 5 variables, which ones I want to save? Only V and CD. Okay, so M and T and G will not be saved in this one. Clear? And then so you can try it. Just type it as it is. Okay, so we cleared it, everything is gone, and then you can see without load, if you try to find out the value of V, it will not give you. It will give you an error, undefined function. Why? Because we already cleared V. Now we have to load it to use it again. Clear? And then so on and so forth. You can see here they have used the command load without the variables. What will it do? All the variables which are in this file will come back. So specifying variable name is not important. If you want to save all the variable or load all the variables, just use the file name, that's it. If the file has 5 variables, it will load all of them. Clear? And then, for example, you took the file from somewhere, okay, and that file has V and CD, but you don't know what it is. So then you can use the who command. Okay, so it will then give you the details of what is V, what is CD, how many values, what are the values, the size of the variable, format, and so on and so forth. Clear? Any questions? No questions, right? Okay. Let us look at some of the programming now in MATLAB. Okay. So first thing we will look at is structured programming. Now you have seen it. When you do something in the command window, it happens immediately, right? If I say V equals to 3, it will do V equals to 3. Okay. But in some cases, I want to I don't want to execute the program line by line. I want to do it according to a decision or according to a loop. Okay, so it should only go to the next statement if a condition is true. Otherwise, it should go to some other statement. Or I want to perform one particular set of statements again and again. Okay, we have already seen them in VBA, right? What do we do in the first case? Which statement we use in the first case for decision? We have exam on Tuesday, right? That can come in the exam, right? From VBA. So what do we use to check if a condition is true or not, then perform? Which statement do we use? Very good. If statement. Okay, while is a loop. While is a loop. Okay, so that is, we have while loop, and which other loop we have? For loop. Okay, so now you see, because we already know these things and we are just going through them in MATLAB as well. Okay, so it becomes much easier. Okay, so using decision sets or using loops can help you do the programming in a structured manner. Otherwise, what will happen? It will happen sequentially, like you do it in a calculator, I already mentioned. Do statement number 1, then 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and you reach the end. This is called as what? Sequential. Even a kid can do it. If you write the statements, he will do it one by one. Okay, but you want to make it in a structured manner that only do this if this happens, otherwise jump to some other statement and so on and so forth, and you will use the if statements. Okay, and if you want to perform something repetitively, then we will use the loops. Okay, so for decisions we use the if structure. So if structure has three things. It has a if function, if, then you have to give a condition, then in the end you have to write the word end, end. Okay, and so for example, we want to create a file which can check if the grade is passing or not, the student got a passing grade or not. Then we can do it like this. Okay, so we created a function file. The name of the file is grader. Okay, now in the brackets I am using grade. Okay, so what the program will do when I will use the function grader, if I type, if I save this function and then I type the name of the function in the command window, what will it do? It will ask me for the grade. Okay, it will ask me for the grade. Now if you remember last time when we were looking at the function, we have inputs and we have outputs, right? This one only has what? Grade is input or output? Input. Is there an output? Is there an output here? What? Some of you are very advanced species. Your eyes are open and you can still sleep. Is there an output in this function? No, there is no output, right? Okay, so the program will just take the input and then do what? It will check. So the if function, what is the condition? Grade more than equal to 60. If it is true, then do what? Display passing grade. They display the text. That's it. I don't want to calculate any values. I don't want to return any values. So no output arguments here. Okay? Otherwise we need output arguments. Okay? So if the function is not passing this condition, it will just end. That's it. It will not display the passing grade. Okay? So you entered your grade. If you fulfill the condition, the display message will come. If you don't fulfill, nothing will appear. Okay? Like you see over here. So I call the function, put the grade, it is more than 60, you get the message. If it is less than 60, then nothing. Nothing, Okay? Because we said what? If this happens, then do this, otherwise end. There is no else. Okay? Okay. So you can so whenever you put something wrong, it gives you an error message, right? Okay, you can use the error function yourself to create a message for your function. Okay, this is my function, right? I created it, not me. Somebody before me. Okay, not me. Okay, now if the person who was entering the number, he made a mistake, this function is not inside MATLAB, so MATLAB doesn't know what to give the error message. MATLAB doesn't know the error message because this is my function. Okay, So I should tell MATLAB what to show when there is an error, right? So I can use the error function. Okay. For example, let's say we created a function, and in that function we are using some equations, and we don't want the user to divide with 0 at any of the stages, right? Divide by 0 gives you what? Error. Why? Something divided by 0 equals to what? Anything divided by 0 equals to 0. Anything divided by 0 is zero. We are saying 0 or error? Error. Okay. Error when you are doing it in the MATLAB. Okay. Error when you are doing it in MATLAB. But what does it mean in real life? Something divided by 0 has a meaning in maths. Okay. In mathematics, they do these wild things, right? They will divide by 0 and so on. Something divided by 0 is infinity. Something divided by 0 is infinity, not 0. Okay. 0 divided by something is 0. Got it? 0 divided by something is, and something divided by 0 is infinity. But when you put it in a program, it's an error, obviously. What should the program do with infinity? Okay. And 1 upon infinity is what? One upon infinity is infinity. 1 upon 0 is infinity. So 1 upon infinity is 0. Magic. Okay. So we created a function, and we don't want the program or the user to put a value which will divide the function by 0. Okay, so we want to avoid it. Okay, so you can see here, use the function error test for x. So this function is not doing anything. It is just taking the value of x and checking if it is 0 or not. Okay, so the function name is what? Error test. What is the input? X. What is the output? Nothing. Is there any output here? No output? Output is F. Okay. So if x equals to 0, now you can see here, for equals to, I'm using 2 signs. I'm using what? 2 signs. Okay. Why? If you say x equals 0, according to MATLAB, it means x is 0. Okay. If you use x single equal sign and then 0, MATLAB will not take it as a comparison. MATLAB will take it as a value assignment. So it will make x equal to 0. Okay. So x single equals 0 means x is 0. Okay. And x double equals 0 means check if x is 0. Compare x and 0. Got it? If it is true, then if x is 0, give an error message. So the function error, then within bracket the message you want to print, and then you finish the end statement. Okay. And after the end function, after the end set, it will calculate the value of f. Okay. So it will now we can use the display function as well, right? To show this message, I can use the display function, right? To show the same message, I can use the display function. So what is the difference between the error function and the display function? In both of them, I'm showing the user something on the screen, right? A message on the screen. If you use the display function, so instead of error, I use display. So the program will show this statement and continue. Do I want to continue? If x is 0, do I want to continue? No, I want to terminate the program, right? So this is why I'm using the error statement, error command. So whenever an error statement is initiated, after the statement, program will be terminated. It will not function after that. Clear? So if x is 0, then f will not be calculated. Okay? Only an error message will appear. Okay? If x is not 0, then f will be calculated. Okay? And if instead of error, I use display, then the program will calculate f whatever happens. Okay? So the difference between display and error statement or the error command is error will terminate the program whenever it initiates. An error message will terminate the program. Display message does not terminate the program. Got it? You can see the example over here. So the function error test, it should ask me for the value of x. The value of x is 10. So it will calculate f, 1 upon 10. And if x is 0, then it will just show me this message. Clear? Which you can see over here. Now I put x as 0. So do I have a value of f? No. Because the program displayed the error message and finished. Okay? And you can see the syntax which is given by the program by default, and then your message will appear. What is my message? This is what I want to show in the program, and this is the default by the program. Okay, so you can see it is showing you where is the error, in which file, in which line. 2 is what? The line number. So when you are working on the file, you are typing in the editor window, you can see the line numbers. So you can come here, check where is the error, go back. Okay, so line number 2 was the error message. Oh, sorry, the if function. The if. Okay, so the error message is because you did not fulfill the if. Okay, so this is the first thing is because of the program itself, and this is further explanation. If you don't give this message, what will happen? Only this will appear. Error at 2, and that's it. What error? I don't know. So I'm giving the message now. A 0 value. Error is a 0 value. Change the value. Got it? Clear or not? The operators which we use for comparison. I already told you about equal to, right? You use what? Double equals, right? Okay, and then for not equal to, there is a sign as well. For not equal to. Okay, so this means not equal to. Okay, less than, greater than, you know these things, right? Okay. Okay, the single form of comparison is a single relation. So you are just comparing one condition, that's it. You are just using one condition. Value A equals to value B, value A greater than value B, value A greater than or equal to value B. This is what? Single conditions. You can use the not as well. We use the not function in VBA, right? What does it check? A good thing about this course is I think it happened the last time as well. When we were having the class before the exam, we were actually revising the topics which were coming in the exam. Okay, so not again. Not function does what? Yeah, it will check the reverse condition. So if you say not x equal to 0, it will check if x is not equal to 0. Okay, it will check if x is not equal to 0. Clear? So not checks the reverse condition, the opposite condition. Okay. So if you say here x, and this one you use the not sign here, x equals to 0, so the program will run if x is not equal to 0. Okay, and so on and so forth. Then we can use the AND function. Okay, for AND we use the concatenate sign. Okay, again something which we did in VBA. AND does what? It will check two conditions and both of them must be true. Okay, both of them must be true. Okay, and then we have the OR function. Again we are checking multiple conditions. One of them can be true for the program or for the statement to be true. Okay. Now you can see here, pay attention, for not, this is a symbol. We use symbol, not the text. In the program you put this. Okay. The symbol for AND, this one. Okay, we will use this in the program, not this. Clear? For OR, this line is a symbol, vertical line, not this one. Okay, and you can see how it is used. So if you are using AND, put the first condition, then the concatenate sign, then the second condition. If you are using the OR, put the first condition, then the vertical line, then the second condition. Okay, so it will come in between them. Okay, so you can see this table shows you the outcome when you are using the conditions with x and y. So x is a condition, y is a condition. X is a condition, y is a condition. So for example, if x is true and you are using it with a not sign, so the answer will be false, because the program is checking what? The reverse. Okay. If x is true and y is true, both of them are true, right? Both of them are true. And you use it with AND, so the answer will be true. If both of them are true and using it with OR, so again the answer is true. Anyone is enough, right? You come at the second one, x is still true. So if you use it with not, it will give you false. If you say x and y both should be true, then the answer is false, because only x is true, y is false. Okay, so the AND will give you false. And with OR, still true, because one of them is true. Okay, and you can go through the rest. Another thing, important thing is the priority of checking these conditions. In a single statement, you can use all of them. In a single if function, you can use all of them in a single line. So you can have a not condition, you can have an AND condition, and you can have the OR function as well. All of them. So how the MATLAB will check it? The first priority is for the not condition. So it will first of all check in this line where is the not function? If there's a not function, this is the first one that will be checked. Okay. After that, the priority is for AND function, concatenate. So it will look for the concatenate sign. It will check that. Okay. And the last priority is for OR. Clear? Let us look at an example. So A is -1, B is 2, X is 1, and Y is B. Okay. Now what are the conditions we are checking? A into B greater than 0, first condition, right? A into B is greater than 0, first condition. Second condition, and you can see I'm using a AND function here, right? And what is the second condition? B equals 2. Third condition, again AND. So check X greater than 7. Next condition, OR. What is this? Not. So OR not. Two together, huh? OR not Y is greater than D. Okay. So you can see here so many conditions. How the program will check it? It will start from where? What did I tell you? Not. Okay. So it will check this one. Y greater than D. Is it? Y greater than D. There is only B. Y is B. Okay. So is it greater than D or not? No. So it checks the reverse, right? Not checks the reverse. So what is the answer? True or false? True, because it's not more than D, right? B is not more than D. Okay. So condition is not met. So the answer is true. Is there any other not condition here? No, right? What is the next priority? AND. Now I have two ANDs, right? This one and this one, right? This one, and this one. Three conditions. And between them I have the AND. Whenever this happens, so AND has the same priority, right? So then we will go from left to right. You go from left to right. A into B more than 0. Is it? Is A into B more than 0? No. False, right? So false. Okay. B equals to 2. Is it? Yes. Sorry. Third condition, X more than 7. No. So false. Then I will go to OR, right? Now OR is between what? All of them and this one, right? The first three and the last one. The first three and the last one. Okay? So I should solve this one first, right? I should solve this one first. False here, true here, false here. What is the AND? False, right? For AND, all of them must be true, right? If you are using AND, all of them must be true. They are not true. So for them, the answer is false. Okay. This one false and this one true. True. Because it's an OR. Clear? Okay. Just let me check one thing here about. So here they are giving you the guidelines how you should look at it. First of all, instead of A, B, X and these things, put the values. Okay, we did it without the values because we are smarter than them, right? We are very smart. That's why we keep on putting our pen in our eyes. So we put the values. So it makes it easier. Instead of x, a, and b, put the values. Okay. Then you will start checking. The same thing which we did. Okay. So it reduces the first the first three statements, then it goes to the next, and so on and so forth. Okay, and the final answer is true, as we just did. The final answer is true. Okay, you understood the procedure or not? Clear, right? It's clear. Okay, same thing. Any questions? Okay.